There's two different angles. I see a serpent coming up from the sea. One angle. There's also another one behind it. It looks like it has like a split tongue. See the split tongue? Even if it's that way. And then even going this way, because it has a split tongue sidewalk. And after all, it is the art museum. And there were 8 songs of surrender recorded inside of this building right here. This big E. Whether it's Egypt, Enki, Enlil, Enoch, Elijah, all of them, the E could be for all of them.
To give a representation like this of the Vatican as a serpent wearing a crown, that is an accurate representation. But it can even be more accurate and get more accurate depending on how
What
far
angle?
down the evil manifestation you want to go. I mean, you could make the building look more evil and more whacked out uh, towards evil. But let me show you something that AI produced. I'm going to play a little clip from TikTok, and I was at first I wasn't really going for it, but then after I watched it, that's pretty evil. So
Yeah, so if I'm looking at it from this direction, because the crown is up here on the serpent, and then the crown being up here on the serpent. Fangs coming out, the 2 eyes, the split tongue. These 2 eyes are up here, and the mouth, and then the split tongue comes out here, and it looks like a peckerwood. So that's from this direction. Because behind it there's water, and you can even see a twist going around here. Same way you can see it around here. So there's water behind it. So that would be that position there.
to give a representation like this of the Vatican as a serpent wearing a crown, that is an accurate representation.
And then
Okay, that's pretty cool. It gives you a perspective. Uh, Here it is. Here's, oh, sorry, that same GIF. Let me just stretch that out so you can just see it without it changing. So there's the perspective of the building, just from the Google Earth, and then in the other images I've shown you that the sidewalk is a split tongue. So we know it's a serpent. So now here's another way
Split
to
tongue.
present it. Here's another GIF. By the way, the person that did these just did such a great job. Super cool. And they
Because in the front, it's a little more squared out and elongated, but it's the windows. It's the front of it, and split tongue.
evolved even. So now you get another representation of the same building, but we're going to go to a hieroglyph here in just a moment. We're going to that hieroglyph, but a totally different one. So here's another representation of the Vatican. So, but no, just stop and think about this. So, yes or no? Is the building built in the shape of a serpent wearing a crown? It's a yes or no. Okay.
I'd say yes.
Well, it's obvious. Yes, it is. So the representation, or how your mind perceives it, or how
Yeah,
that
let's find
person's
out why.
mind
Why
perceives
is my
it,
internet
or
running
that
so
person's
slow?
mind over there, just as dependent on that person's perception, their brain,
It's not going to help
what's
me out
going
at all.
on, their spiritual disposition, all those kind of things come into play. But if you just think about it, there's no difference in the reality if it's a serpent that, well, isn't the serpent the enemy of God's children? Isn't it our enemy? Doesn't the Bible say that Satan, because Satan is the serpent. So who's your worst enemy? Well, Satan is. So the serpent's your worst enemy, right? The serpent is our worst enemy, isn't it? Well, Satan's our worst enemy. Well, that old dragon was cast out, that serpent called Satan and the devil was cast out. So to have a different drawing of the Vatican or something, it's just like another way of looking at it. It's like, well, how evil is Satan? Well, he doesn't flinch about having children sacrificed to him. That's something his followers do. They sacrifice children. That back in the ancient days, they used to actually get pregnant in festivals before their, just a year before their festivals. They would have orgies and get pregnant so they could hopefully have a baby to sacrifice the upcoming year. Something they would actually do, the pagans. And now, that's pretty evil. So to give a representation like this of the Vatican as a serpent wearing a crown, that is an accurate representation. But it can even be more accurate and get more accurate depending on how far down the evil manifestation you want to go. I mean, it's just not possible, I don't think. Okay, here we go. Without it being true. Because it is true. What I mean by that is the Vatican a snake? Yes or no? Well, it is, right? So, depending on how much evil you want to associate with the building, because the building is built in the shape of a snake, depends purely on you and who you are and the value of evil that you're giving the building, just because it's built like a snake, depends on you and your their spiritual disposition, I'm sure all kinds of other factors. Well, when you think about what goes on and what's happened over the centuries through the Catholic Church, and that it's really a snake wearing a crown and they're hiding it in plain sight, whoa, wait a minute, that's getting really serious because the serpent race sacrifice kids, you know, they Molech and all that good stuff, you know. So, wow, but it's hidden in plain sight. Is that why the Catholic Church is so bogged down in child molestation? Because I drew in an image of the Virgin one time. I actually took it to someone to try and help them, but ended up they saw it, but it didn't turn out well. So anyway, I drew in an image of the Virgin one time, and there was a child being molested by a Catholic priest. That's when I cried out to God and said, in complete anguish, screaming, "Who am I? Why would you show me these things?" So that's why when he showed me my name was Yahweh's given, then I freaked out even more. So anyway, okay, so let's have a little look. Ready? Watch this with me, please. Let's see if this will expand. Okay. Okay, something's going on here. Let me pause this. Okay, now watch and listen to this. Let's try it while it's working.
I want y'all to stop and look at what
but there's a suppression attempt to stop this information. There's an active campaign to stop the work that I've done from getting out too much.
Today's
They
December
shut down
10th,
one whole channel,
2023.
hundreds of
You
millions of
gave
views,
us.
dusted. Um, if Ancient Aliens would have come out and said, "Hey guys, look at this, look at this crazy, look at this crazy hieroglyph," what if they would have shown everybody this and said, "Wow, look at what we found, look at this xenomorph and what's he doing to his kid? Oh wow, well, I'm showing you something worse than that. It's worse because it's covert. This is what life and death is all about. So when you die, this is when you find out that's reality. The moment you die, you find out that's your reality because you all of a sudden your essence, your state of being has been altered, and you're in a place called the pit, and you're being assimilated by that xenomorph group, that because Satan is the king of the locusts from the pit, xenomorphs, and so they're assimilating you into their collective, and then you are where the worm never dies and the fire is never quenched. But then at the end of the whole thing, at the very end of the whole earth, hell is resurrected and thrown into the lake of fire and burned, and the process never ends. Another earth, another, and it goes on and on. That's why, listen, that's why people are like, what? Why do you think it says in Revelation? I'm sorry, in Genesis 2, these are the generations of the heavens and the earths in the day that they were formed. This should be worldwide, everywhere. Okay, let's go back now. I want to draw. How is it possible that on this Akhenaten episode that they turn to that one eye to light when everything's about the eye, the eye of Ra? Because I've been showing you that on this Akhenaten.
Much like the treasure written of in the Copper Scroll, the fate of Akhenaten remains shrouded in mystery.
I want to draw. How is it possible that on this Akhenaten episode that they turn to that one eye to light when everything's about the eye, the eye of Ra? Because I've been showing you, we have one eye that goes up and one eye that goes to the pit. The eye of the angel is what goes to heaven. The eye of the demon is what goes to the pit. Isn't it fascinating that that's what's in the hieroglyph, and there they are showing it to you in the editing without really even knowing it? It's just mind-boggling. I mean, how does that even happen?
If they could find his body, it might reveal that he was in fact part extraterrestrial, and that this is why he looked as he did.
Interesting how my family portrait is going up in the pyramids. I'm sitting there.
Okay, so
with my head
now,
being here, and my head being
let me show
here.
you one more image real quick.
Baby.
Now I'm going to show it to you right
Hand is
now.
up like
So
that.
watch this. Ready?
This side, my hand is up.
So
Like that.
you see the head of a dragon right here, don't you? It's very easy to see. There's the eye of the dragon right here. You see the fin right there on like the neck, kind of like dragon has gills, kind of like right there. There's the bottom jaw. There's the flame coming out of the mouth. The flame's going right to here. See it? And then here's the rest of the face of the dragon. So now that I've shown you the dragon, let me go to Google. There's the bottom.
The dragon is up at the top here, from what I see. Up in this area. Looks like my brother's head is in his mouth. Whether the eye is here, that's more like a shark, or if it's up here more. I have another picture that shows the whole thing. I gotta get a clear, crisp, first-hand shot picture of that. Why do you think the presidential portrait has Obama with a reptilian coming out the side of his head? Reptile coming out of the side.
So the flames coming out of the mouth going to the crotch of the queen. The kids, without getting into too much breakdown, this whole thing is the insect race. And there's the dragon. So can you see the dragon with the eye being right there? So now that I've shown you the dragon, there's the dragon's eye. See it? There's the eye right there. There's the open mouth and it joined. What's crazy is it's eye to eye to the queen because female energy is that whole, the whole female energy thing is the story. So anyway, so imagine that the person that you're talking to now has been able to see this and draw it in for you, and it's worse than the AI thing that was generated. Well, that's true. I mean, just I've already done it. So now, what do you do with that? Okay, now I'm here to tell you now. You want to know the way out of it? Jesus Christ. Now you know the mystery of everything. See, you have you're double-minded. You're a serpent and a sheep. And the serpent does the bad stuff, and the serpent wants all the naughty stuff, and the serpent wants to do all the evil stuff because it's connected to the pit through what's called a demon. And the demon inside of you is like, let's call it like an internet connection within you. And that eye and that ear go down to the pit. Your other eye and ear go to heaven. So you have one consciousness that goes up, one that goes down, just like a set of twins. It's inside of you, and it takes place the war within you. That's why it's called the Lord of Hosts. And the Lord of Hosts, a group organized for war. That's what the word host means in the Bible, Genesis 2, and the host of heaven was finished. The word host means a group regularly organized for war. So, in Jesus, when you turn back to him, sins committed in your body because of the demonic presence that's attached to the pit, those are null and void now, and they're cut off. So you are no longer liable for the penalty of your sins. So you may return to your Creator when your shell falls to the floor. Okay, I love you in Christ. Okay, there it is, guys. I love you in Christ. Now, the mystery is truly solved. I hope you guys understand. Y'all should go put this video everywhere. Everywhere.
Switching gears now.
The whole 9 yards.
They're really not coming to fix my road.
Okay. So, I got good news.
July 31st, 2019.
I did that on purpose.
Shit
Just
talk
for you.
that Robin.
Because I knew that you would do
And what
it.
we got here is
I
we
already
got shit talk that Robin. And what we got here is we've got some soft tortillas. Okay, but anyways, the well, that was like great news. I was happy to hear that. That means that I might have water when Ron gets here.
Feeding the Beast.
And during his 2
Another
week
cooking
stay,
video for
water.
King Henry.
There you go, Robin. Decode that.
To
2 week
decode.
stay. We're gonna.
You know what? Rob, that whole video was scripted just for you. It was scripted. I scripted it. Everything that I said in that video, except for a few things, was completely untrue.
Huh, go figure. You would say something untrue.
Everything that I said in that video, except for a few things, was completely untrue.
It's his book. This is the underground king guy right here. This is him. He's the one that's in charge of the world script. That's why I
July
laugh at the
31st,
scripts, because he's the one
2019.
that will tell you what's going to happen beforehand. So, if it wasn't me, he would be like, "Hey,
July 31st.
yeah, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make these videos that got him set up for Jonathan Kleck, okay? And I got all kinds of information on Jonathan Kleck. But see, I'm the one that jumped up front, in line, because that's where I belong, in the front of the line. So I surpassed all the other false prophets, because I am the top false prophet, according to the king of media, that his job is to shut me up. You know what I mean? Anybody that exposes who he is, well, he needs
So
to
July
really
31st,
expose who you are. But he can't really.
2019. I'm thinking Jonathan Kleck would be the one that he would mention. I'm always trying to find out the exact day when my radar was on somebody, and then how long did I hang out with them and keep coming to their channel. So it was at least in the beginning of 2019. If this is in July 31st. Somewhere around March, February, the very beginning of 2019.
To give me this award right here.
The reason he changed it did want to get discovered.
And
now he's probably the best actor I've seen in a long time. He's probably the best one I've seen in a long time. Okay.
August 2nd,
See,
2019.
to all, hey AMTV, Christopher Green. Hey Christopher. How you like those apples, huh? Hey Richie from Boston. Your boss just said I am the best actor. All right? He did. Hey, who else is out there?
Jonathan Kleck.
Hey, Kleck. Sorry, buddy.
4 years ago.
Can't book saying. Nah. Your boss said I am.
How to pay for the sins you've committed in your body.
So
I'm asking you.
Let me rub that in your face again.
It's probably the best one I've seen in a
You'll know
long
the truth. The
time.
truth is, you're an
Okay.
angel. You
Best
got
actor
inverted
I've
in the
seen
system.
did
Go
want
listen
to
to Walmart
get discovered, and now he's probably the best actor I've seen in a long time
That is truth coming out of his mouth.
to get decoded. Now he's probably the best actor I've seen in a long time. He's probably the best one I've seen in a long
Thanks, Dave.
time.
When do I get paid for it?
Thank you.
So,
When do I get compensated for that acting?
all of you that have been deceived by him, you've continued to follow after a beast.
And then here comes
Yeah.
the lie again.
No, what's
He's
true?
a beast from the pit.
Steve.
So remember,
I just told you.
Look at that. Apparently, I'm part of the Fortune 500
It
club.
doesn't seem like it because you don't have
500.
that fortune.
Deception by design.
You know, it's interesting that does line up because I think that's simple gematria. Simple, the words line up the way they are. Like A is 1, B is 2, and so on and so forth. But deception by design was my name before it was Robin's Hood.
Okay. G500. Okay. Okay. What you got to say about that, Mr. 3000?
Thank you. I don't know.
You wanna try to be king? You wanna try?
Yeah.
You wanna keep the Catholic Church in power?
Yeah. No.
Is that what you want?
No.
You wanna be part of the Jesuit deception?
No.
You want to? Is that what you want?
No.
Well, guess what? You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail.
You better
You
hold.
hear me? You're gonna
Oh, here comes the WWE character now. Listen.
fail. Mr. 500.
Phil, motherfucker.
Yeah, I got your number, all right. I've got your number.
Literally.
I got your number.
I know. I got yours too.
Finished.
I'll unblock you when I get shut down.
You better hide, motherfucker.
Yeah, where am I gonna go? Where do you hide at?
Nowhere.
Hand out here, right? So you ready? Here we go. I got the world script in my hand. I got the world script in my hand. I got the world script.
September 28th, 2019.
I got the
Whole world script. in my hand. Ned Peppers.
How you like that?
Yep.
What do you think? Hey, Gringo. Pretty good?
I don't think he thinks so.
This is my last video.
Oh, is
I'm
it
leaving
really?
my channel up for one more day.
Why is
4
that?
days through the weekend,
Robert De Niro.
And both channels, I'm taking them down because nobody wants to hear what I
By
have
the
to say.
29th.
So like I said, you can sort out your own salvation.
Look, between the 26th and the 29th, he had a different plan. The 26th and the 29th, he had a different plan. Kleck's still going to follow through with his plan, but Steve's smart enough not to follow through with the plan that I know that he was going to act like was going to happen.
No. So, Robin wants to know when the date is. It's already decoded.
Oh yeah, Robert De Niro. Why don't you tell me the date then, huh?
Date's already been decoded, Robin. See if you can find it. It's in Gematria.
So, I keep looking. I'm your highest trained reviewer.
So, Robin Henry Tees on 4/10/2022 makes a proclamation at the end of this video that he is indeed King David. Is that what you're saying, Robin? So that would mean that you
That's what you're saying.
would also be, what, this time you would be Elijah, right? And then during the beginning of the Piscean age, you would have been who, John the Baptist? So Robin, in this video right here, made on 4/10/2022, history repeats itself, is saying that he's Elijah, he's John the Baptist, and he's David. Is that
Well, that's your interpretation. That's how you see it by me telling my story.
what you're saying, Robin? I mean, repeats itself, is saying that he's Elijah, he's John the Baptist, and he's David. Is that what you're saying, Robin? I mean, I mean, is that what you're insinuating at the end of this video, is that you are, in fact, King David right now?
And then
In fact, King David right now?
let me guess. In the future, you're going to accuse me and say that I said I'm Jesus too, right? Just because you're following my story.
Is that what you're saying?